Um, Hello, whoever's watching this. This is going to be a market review for um, March 13th, 2023. I'm not sure if I'll make this public or not, but um, this is mainly intended to just help me keep track of what's going on in the market and what trades I've been taking and what I've missed, essentially. Um, but yeah, that's basically what this is supposed to serve as. If I make it public, I think I'll obviously keep in mind people that are viewing and try to preface my strategy, what I look for, of course. But yeah, I think depending on how it gets received and if it gets, you know, views or comments and stuff, I'll continue to post it or I'll just unlist it or keep it private just so I can go back and review it. But yeah, if you do have any questions about my strategy or um, any recommendations or anything of that sort, you can always leave a comment down below. And I'll definitely try to get back to you. Um, but yeah, so looking into today, I just wanted to go over the the trade that I took today. It was on Apple, and before I go into the trade, I just wanted to preface, in case this is going public, like I said, what I look for and what my strategy is. So to keep it brief, basically I'm a higher time frame flag trader or a pivot trader, pivot break trader, and what I look for are basically flags on higher time frames, 15 minute, 1 hour, or the 4 hour. And I really try to focus in on those. So this trade on Apple was a bullish flag break that I was looking for to break to the upside, basically a continuation to the upside. And yeah, some of my criteria for these flags or pivots are essentially, and they're the same across the board, whether it's 15, 1 hour, or 4 hour. But I look for one color of direction, um, no obstacles, and when I mean obstacles, I mean like supply and demand, because a lot of times you'll see like a flag that's like near supply, like an upside flag that's near supply or a downside flag that's near demand, and what'll happen is it'll be difficult to break that existing supply or demand. So when I'm trading these continuation patterns, I want to make sure that there's no obstacles in the way, essentially. And then another one of my criteria is it not being super wicky. And the final criteria for this flag or pivot break is a clean level of or a clean respect or clean level respect, essentially. And you want, what that means is you want respect of a level, and you want inside candle formation showing that the price is consolidating under the level, um, which yields a break, obviously. You just don't want like candle over candle over candle over candle, right? You want to see that clear consolidation, level respect, then a break. So as for this trade on Apple, essentially, it's unfortunate execution. If you look on the 5 minute, there is this consolidation and a break here at 10:30. I entered here at 10:30, and unfortunately, the timing was off on the trade, and I set my stop below 150.889, and I was waiting for a candle to close below that level, and I got pretty much stopped out, unfortunately. However, the idea did play out the way I liked it to. But yeah, sometimes things like this will happen where you get stopped out before it goes. But the way I use my stop outs is basically I'll the the first red candle, or green candle, depending on if it's a downside setup. I'll set a stop here so you can see this. Kind of hard to see, so I'll zoom in a bit. But this was my stop, and I was waiting for a candle to close below the stop. And once that happened, I got out of the trade. And usually this works well for me because, a candle closing below the level usually means that the trade's invalidated. Obviously, in this case, it didn't, but I'd rather just stick to my rules and follow my rules because this has saved me a lot of times, and I don't mind like taking an L here, knowing that like on future trades I'll be fine. So yeah, just a little bit frustrating for sure, but it is what it is, and just got to move on to the next, right? I'm just glad that the idea panned out, so it's not that it's not like I'm in the wrong idea or I'm doing the wrong thing. It's just something that's out of my control, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, that was pretty much the only trade I took. I ended up stepping away from the market for a bit, but yeah, I want to go through my list, and these are like the main tickers I trade. I try to stick to these tickers because they're pretty influential on the indices like SPY. Yes, so yeah, I try to stick to that. But yeah, let's go over Tesla. Um, yeah, Tesla had some nice 15-minute consolidation here for the break. My only concern was that the lack of direction or one color direction. Had this been attached to a bigger green candle and formed up here, I'd have been pretty likely to take this, but that was my only concern going into this 15-minute, which is why I didn't take it. You can see there's another 3-bar that sets up right here. That goes for the push. However, the thing that I did miss out on was this 1 hour setup, which proved to be pretty nice. And just so I can draw it here on the 1 hour so you can see that it goes on the other time frames as well. Here's the pivot break essentially. So you get like one color of direction, rejection here, indicating that there's a level. Then you see that the next 1 hour pops back up and closes inside the previous candle, at least in terms of the upside. It definitely did wick below, but I think it still constitutes as a good setup. And you can see that it popped up pretty nicely, got a decent move here, almost like a 2-point move essentially. It's not bad at all. And see that even on the 5, it was a clean move, you know. No reason, no like hesitation. You know, the break is right here. Got rejected a bit, consolidated for a candle, and then a clean break and momentum. So these are the kind of plays that I definitely want to look to be in. Fortunately, couldn't capitalize on it, but I'll definitely record it and make sure to keep it in mind going into the week that there was this play that I need to keep an eye out for, or just like keep an eye out for the 1 hour time frame for these kind of setups. But yeah, so that was good. See if there's anything on Amazon. Yeah, not really one color direction on the 15 until later on in the day, but at that point it's just candle over candle and not like clean level respect until I guess here. But this might have been like a 1 hour. Yeah, it was a 1 hour, but it just kind of failed off here because there's so much direction. I mean, this started at 88 and went to 93, you know. So yeah, it just didn't follow through here, unfortunately. But Amazon's not something I usually trade. I just really have it on the list in case it's really far above VWAP with this VWAP indicator. But my main tickers I trade are Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, QQQ, SPY, IWM, and I think Apple's the final one. But yeah, let's move forward on AMD. Yeah, AMD had a pretty weird open. Didn't really see any like clear sort of direction here. So I was not really looking at that to trade. It didn't seem like it did anything else on the 15 or the 1 hour. So not really in the playbook. So I think we'll move forward with that. In terms of Nvidia pretty similar to AMD since they both are semiconductors. Yeah, I don't see much here on the 15 or the 1 hour, not any sort of clear direction. So yeah, moving forward. Meta, it's just not enough direction, you know, similar to AMD Nvidia. You see that not clear direction, it's very close to VWAP. So it's another thing that I wouldn't have taken just because it doesn't clearly show one color direction, of course. And yeah, it just seems like a range break here on the 1 hour when you want direction attached to it. So Yeah, I don't really like anything here either. I can move forward to maybe QQQ and see. QQQ, a little bit of a break here. It's not bad, but I definitely would have been hesitant knowing that, this push below VWAP and then pushed up. Like I said, you want clear direction, one color direction. As far as a 1 hour, yeah, nothing really here. Just kind of like failed pivot break essentially. But yeah, not anything super crazy there if I'm being honest that I like. Or I think I would have taken. SPY had a pivot break here, but similar to QQQ and Meta, just not enough direction it seems. Like, I mean, yeah, it's like a 4-point move, but it's breaking through VWAP. And yeah, this definitely moved, but you want to be in the trades that you can ride. This is kind of like a scalping trade. Definitely could have made a move on this for sure, or a good trade, but just want to be more disciplined in the trades that you take, or at least for me, the trades that I take. So yeah. And for example, like if you want to look at a good trade that was directional and provided nice, like when I mean like you want to be in it and ride, like this is IWM from I think Thursday last week, and you can see that it's one color directional, right? It's not far from VWAP yet, but you see that there's continuous breaks, and you can just ride this down, and it just continues to move, right? These are the type of plays that you want to be in instead of just scalping, right? Because then you can get your initial scales and just ride it all the way down. Of course, like you might not get all of this, but if you're in the right play, that's what matters, right? So it's just an example for someone if they want to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, covered SPY. Don't really trade futures, but just watch ES. SPY's pretty much the same. IWM. Let's see, nothing really here, I think, to be honest. Similar to SPY and QQQ, Meta as well. Just that pivot break, which doesn't have a lot of direction attached to it. Which you can see, I mean, like it gives like a 2-point move. It's not bad on IWM, but like I said, there's no continuation, right? Like you'd want to see this pivot break and then this pivot break and then another pivot break, right? It's not really that because there's not enough direction attached to this for it to continue forward. But yeah, Google is not something I trade, to be honest, at least like often. But yeah, nothing more like crazy here on the 1 hour. On the You can see on the 15 there's a break here, but one of my criteria is just it not being super wiki. And with this you can tell like how wiki this is off the first candle, the doji candle. You can see that it's towards VWAP, and it's just like 191 to or 91 or pretty much 92, right? 92 to like 90.883. It's like pretty wiki there. So I feel like this is something I wouldn't have taken just because of the wicks. Obviously it still worked out somewhat, it didn't yield a lot, but gotta be pretty harsh with the criteria. And then of course we covered Apple, so that was that. But yeah, just unfortunate. Execution wise, sometimes you'll have the trades that'll stop you out before going, but market will test you in that way, and you got to follow your rules because these are the rules that'll save you from taking massive L's. And yeah, it's pretty much it for me. Those are just the main tickers that I like to review because those are the ones I trade. And yeah, just gotta focus on the stuff that's directional. But yeah, definitely gonna screenshot this Tesla play and save it, and make sure to look at The 1 hour more often going into the week. I feel like I miss a lot of 1 hours. A lot of times I focus in on the 15 minutes and the 4 hours that open, but the 1 hours can be just as nice if you let it take its time and build out. But yeah, I think that'll be it for me in covering my trade review and my ticker review, or my little like mini market review. Obviously, it's not the whole market, but it's just the niche that I trade essentially. Um, yeah, if you guys want more of this sort of content, just let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions about my strategy, or um, just anything in general when it comes to trading, let me know. Um, yeah, appreciate whoever watches this. It's mainly just for me, so I can keep track. So a lot of times I'll focus on my own mistakes and not what the market is also telling me. And I think it goes both ways, where you need to fix your own mistakes, but also look at what the market is saying, because essentially it's a new puzzle every day with repeating tendencies. So yeah, that'll cover it for today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See ya.